Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. I picked this one up because I am sick and tired of using foundation every day, and I figured that tinted moisturizer is probably the next best thing to go to before not wearing any foundation at all. So I put it out to my Instagram and a lot of you recommended the Laura Mercier one. I actually had a gift card for my birthday to go to Sephora, so I picked this one up, and I figured that I might as well do like a wear test on it. I ended up getting the shade Nude, which I didn't know what shade to get, and Sephora had that thing where you can actually put in what foundation you're using, and then they'll be able to tell you which one's the closest to the match. So they said that the shade Nude was the closest to the Too Faced Porcelain one that I was using. So I figured that today I would give it a try. I don't exactly, it says with a foundation sponge or fingertips, so and you can layer it for additional coverage. So I figured, you know what, we're just gonna go in with we're gonna go in with our fingertips. I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer just because I know that's the one that I like to use, and it's the one that works best with my skin. So I'm just going to put this on my skin. And then I figured what I would do is I would kind of let you know once I get home from work tonight. It's currently like just after 12 o'clock, so it's around lunchtime. I'm usually home from work at like 10:30, 11 tonight. So I will check in once I get home and kind of give you an update. If I can check in throughout the day, then I will, but it's a little bit harder with me being at work. Okay, so I'm actually just going to be using the viewfinder to put this on just because my mirror is too low for me today. So I'm going to use my fingertips. I'm not too sure how much to apply, so I'm just going to put like a couple drops on the back of my hand. And then, because it said with the brush from Laura Mercier or your fingertips, so I'm just going to go in with my fingertips and apply that. I don't know how well this is going to do for like my under eye circles, so I may just put like a drop on there. It smells like sunscreen, which is like kind of odd, but I guess for like a tinted moisturizer, like it doesn't say that there's any SPF in it, so that's why I'm just a little bit confused. We shall see. My nose is always a place. See, it's weird to me to be using a tinted moisturizer because like there's places on my face that I would normally apply like more foundation to, because like my nose, for example, I've talked about my nose like multiple times and saying that like my nose is always the place that like the foundation comes off of or doesn't actually stick to, blah blah blah. So I don't know, let's take a look in the mirror and just see. I mean, it looks to be like even toned. It's hard to really tell. I'm definitely gonna have to put concealer on because you can see like obviously nothing did underneath my eyes. So I'm honestly just gonna put like a drop of each. I'm just gonna use my Too Faced one because that's what I'm used to. So I'm just going to put it underneath there, and I am going to take my brush just because like normally if I was staying at home it would be no big of a deal, but I am going to work, so I need that coverage underneath my eyes. That one little drop helps. It just kind of covers. I mean, obviously you're going for like a more natural look, so I'm not looking to get full coverage, but being that I'm going to work, I do need something underneath my eyes. So that helped a lot. And then I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly go around and check to make sure it's all blended in. I mean, it's nice because it doesn't leave this like extra residue all over my hands like a foundation would, but we shall see. And then I don't think I'm going to set it today. I'm just going to set my under eyes purely because that's where the concealer is. So I'm just going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder because I want to see how the tinted moisturizer works without any powder on it. So I'm just gonna do underneath my eyes where we applied that Too Faced concealer, just because that I know needs some setting. Okay, so now that that's all set, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows and my mascara and my like just a little bit of eyeshadow off camera, and then I Probably will do a little bit of contour and blush. Like I said, because I am going to work, I do need something to kind of make me look a little bit alive. I'll probably just do, honestly, like a little bit of blush and not contour, just because that's like going extreme. So I'm gonna go do all that off camera, and then I will come back on and do sort of like a mini review of my like very first impression on how this applies. Okay, so I just finished applying a little bit of blush, some highlight, I did my brows and some mascara, and the first impression of this is like it's really nice. It smells like sunscreen, but after, like, it doesn't smell on your face, it just smells kind of like when you're applying it. I definitely have to get used to applying it with my fingers because I'm not used to that at all. I'm used to applying it with a brush, so I think maybe tomorrow, maybe I'll do like an addition to this video and test it out to see how it applies with a brush, and we can kind of go from there. The color matches my skin like perfectly. Like when I look in the mirror, it doesn't look like there's any difference between my neck and my face. Could just be the lighting, but I also think like it's a pretty good match. I like how this is a like plastic bottle, because when I travel I may just end up bringing this instead of a foundation, because foundation just, it's a lot. You could apply a simple tinted moisturizer and kind of be done with it, but first impression is that this is really, really good. I'm really interested to see how it wears throughout the rest of the day. Like I said, I only applied the translucent powder to where I applied just a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes, and then also I just applied like a blush and a highlight to my cheeks. So that was the only powder that I applied to my face. Forehead and everywhere else is just this with the Too Faced Hangover RX primer underneath. As far as like quality for money, I think it's really good. It was, I think, like $50 or $55 around that price in Canadian, and like you are getting 50 milliliters or 1.7 fluid ounces, so it's, I think it's around the same. Like I'm just gonna compare it to the Too Faced Born This Way one. Does it even say? So you're actually getting like 0.7 more fluid ounces in this than you are in the Born This Way, but I think this one is like $5 more than the Too Faced Hangover RX or Too Faced Born This Way one. So it just depends on what your preference is. This is definitely more of a lighter coverage. It's not full coverage, although you can build it, like you can make it a little bit more full coverage, but to me, like I wanted this to be something that's just light. So I'll check in with you guys later today and kind of see how it's all going, and we'll go from there. Hey everyone, I just wanted to give you an update. I just got home. I'm just taking a look here. I think the moisturizer actually like lasted pretty well throughout the day. I'm really happy with it. It feels so light on my skin, and I am oily. Like you can see that my face is a little bit shinier, but that's okay. Like it's a tinted moisturizer, so what else do you expect? But I would definitely recommend this product to all of you. What I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm just going to do like a quick testing it out to see how it will go with a brush, and then I'll let you guys know my final thoughts when I kind of apply that tomorrow. But so far, so good. Okay, so I'm back for day 2 of the Laura Mercier tinted oil-free, or tinted moisturizer that's oil-free. I apologize for the really boring background and the off lighting. I'm still trying to get used to like where I'm gonna film in my new condo, but we're gonna go with this today because I already did like a first impression yesterday, and then I did a check-in last night at around 10:30 p.m. and then now I told you guys that I wanted to test it out using a brush to apply it instead of my fingers and applying it like that. So I have my Morphe brush. This is the JH03 foundation brush. So I'm going to be using this one to apply the tinted moisturizer to my face, just so we can see kind of like how it applies. I am today again going to be putting on the Too Faced Hangover RX primer purely because I want to see how it lasted the same as yesterday and how it applied the same. So I'm just going to quickly apply this to my face because we want to make sure that if we're doing a first impression and testing it out both ways, that both ways we did the exact same thing. So I'm just going to apply it all over my face. So I'm going to apply the same amount as yesterday, and then we will see how this goes. Like I'm still trying to figure out how much I'm supposed to use with this. Like how do I apply it? Again, still smells like sunscreen. It's going on pretty decently. I mean, I have to remember this is not a foundation. so I shouldn't be looking for like full coverage, but I have to say I think I may prefer applying it with my hands more, because it does feel like a little bit more like a moisturizer. Like it just kind of feels odd with it being so liquidy, applying it with like a brush, if that makes sense, because it is a moisturizer. Like you don't apply your regular moisturizer with a brush, so why would you apply like a tinted moisturizer? I don't know, like I feel like it kind of gives the same effect. It's just like it feels weird. And then what I'm going to do again is, because I am going to work, I do need to apply a little bit of concealer. Just like yesterday, we're just going to do the underneath the eyes. We're not going to do it kind of like we would on a foundation day, where I apply it like to my forehead, on my chin, and everywhere else. So I'm just looking in the mirror below the camera here. And I don't know if my face was as shiny like it is today as it was yesterday. I'll have to check back on the camera to kind of see what it looks like. It could purely be because the light is here now, whereas yesterday we were using natural lighting in the video. But my face is like very, very shiny. I'm going to go back and apply the Laura Mercier translucent powder to my under eyes and my eyelids again, because that's what we did yesterday. And like I had mentioned, I have regular concealer underneath my eyes, and I want that to be able to set, because that's how I normally wear it. So I just want to apply it to this area right here and kind of make sure underneath is all set. And then just a little bit on my nose, because I find that my nose, like it goes so quickly already that I can't afford to kind of like leave it without powder on it. Okay, so now that I've got like pretty much everything, like I've got the tinted moisturizer, so I did the primer, tinted moisturizer, just a little bit of powder and a concealer under my eyes and just over top of my eyes. I do think that it's like a really nice tinted moisturizer. It definitely is sheer coverage. Like I'm looking at my forehead, you can still kind of see the veins in my head a little bit, which is fine because it's not supposed to be like a full coverage product. It's like supposed to just kind of give you a blurred look compared to not wearing anything at all and wearing a full face of foundation. So I definitely think this is going to be a staple in my collection. I'm gonna go finish applying like my blush and highlighter, and then I'm gonna come back on and give you guys like my final thoughts on the video, and just kind of see like where I'm at once I apply everything, and we'll compare yesterday and today how they applied with fingers and with a brush. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I'm done kind of everything else on my face, I've done my eyebrows, my highlight, I just did a little bit of blush and my mascara. I want to give you guys my final thoughts on the actual product itself. So my final opinion is that I really like this product. Now, this is for someone who is using it that wants something completely natural, and you maybe aren't into like setting your face with powder, or you just want something to kind of give you that like sheer look over your face, which is totally fine. And there are days where I just want that. I don't want foundation, I don't want contour, I don't want anything, and I just want something light to be on my skin. So I would definitely recommend this to someone who is looking for something like that. If you like something that is full coverage and covers everything, this is not the product for you. I think it's a good value for the money. I do use about the same amount as I do in my foundation, but this does go a long way. Now, I think I prefer putting this on better with my fingers, which is weird because I never thought that I would say that, and I may change my mind, but as of right now, I feel kind of odd putting on like a moisturizer with a foundation brush. I preferred kind of putting on the back of my hand. I would take a little bit off, rub it in, kind of put it places, blend it out, and it kind of gets that like the oils from your skin into it as well, which I really liked. Using the brush is fine, and it's for like I probably will switch back and forth, but as of right now I really like applying it with my fingers better. It gives you the same effect. Like there's no difference, at least I find there's no difference in what my skin looks like if I apply it with my fingers or with my brush. It's just what I prefer when I use this product. So I would definitely recommend this to someone who is looking for a tinted moisturizer or something that's more lighter coverage. If you're into that kind of thing, then I would definitely recommend this. You can pick this up at Sephora, you can order on our website. That's what I did. And then again, I just set my underneath my eyes and I added just a little bit of concealer. On a regular day where I'm really not putting much on aside from maybe like a little bit of eyebrows and some mascara, I probably wouldn't put concealer on, but because I'm going to work and I am going to be out of the house and I'm going to be doing things with people that I see on a regular basis, I do want to make sure that my under eyes are covered. So overall, I really like this product. I am going to keep using it. And if you are looking to set your face, I would recommend using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder because they work really well together. Like I find my eyes didn't crease yesterday. I didn't put any eyeshadow on. And usually I find like even if I do the Born This Way foundation with this, like the translucent setting powder, and I don't put any eyeshadow on, I find that I sometimes get creases, whereas yesterday I didn't have any creases in my eyes, on my eyelids at least, without eyeshadow on. Oh my gosh, I'm mumbling my words today. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed like this first impression / review on the tinted moisturizer from Laura Mercier. If you like these sort of like one-off videos of testing it out, then please let me know in the comments below. I'll try to find some new products and kind of see what people are talking about, and we can go from there. Please be sure to subscribe before you leave. I'm so close to hitting 300 subscribers. It would mean a lot to me if you did, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked the sort of first impression review video. I will see you on my next one. Bye!